Academy and also the website of AKS IAS Academy. And about me, I am Sandeep Bhushan Tumala, and my credentials are: I have 10 years of teaching experience for civil services. I teach international relations and internal security and analysis of the Hindu newspaper. And this session will certainly help you to crack prelims and mains examination, because throughout my session I would be emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases. And by emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases, you can identify the factual, analytical and conceptual questions which will be useful for prelims examinations. And by imbibing the keywords and the key phrases in your answer writing, your answers would be precise and concise, and thereby you will score higher marks in the mains examination. So the session at AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis will help you to crack and score more marks in mains 2020, as well as get through the prelims and mains of 2021. So do follow the entire session of the daily news analysis and be benefited by this session at AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis. And this session is in regards to the DNA, that is daily news analysis of today's, that is 4th of November 2020 of the Hindu newspaper. And we will look at the quote of the day. The quote of the day is: one person can make a difference. One person can make a difference and everyone should try. So definitely everyone should get into the mode of making a difference, and each and every person, if they think so definitely there would be a change in the society. And I would say a very good morning to one and all. Good morning to all who are in the live and also in the live chat. So good morning to David, Gauri Naidu, Pantangi, Yadra Yadgiri, and then also to Bharati Nama. A warm welcome to all of you to AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis. Now we'll get into the topic, that is of the news pertaining to the Hindu newspaper. And here there is a plan which has to be taken into consideration. That is what the health ministry or the union health ministry is making it very clear, that states cannot make isolated plans. So state cannot make any plans on their own for what? For vaccine distribution. So definitely the central government or the union health ministry is getting ready in a robust manner for the vaccine distribution, and thereby the center is making it very clear to the states that the states cannot make any isolated plans. That means states cannot make any plan on their own, but it has to be based on the guidelines which is being created by the union health ministry. And that is what the union health ministry has asked the state governments to stop, refrain in the sense to stop from making any kind of isolated plans from the state government point of view for the vaccine distribution. In fact, the central government says that it has set up an expert committee on vaccine administration. So the keyword is expert committee on vaccine administration, which is being set up by the central government, and it wants the central government or the union health ministry wants the states to adhere in the sense follow the directions which are given by the center, that is the union health ministry, in making or in regards to the plans for vaccine distribution. So this is very important, that the central government or the union health ministry is setting up an expert or set up an expert committee on vaccine administration, and it wanted the states to follow the direction, adhere to the directions of the center. So it wants all the states and union territories to set up their own committees. Please do understand, here the center is setting up an expert committee on vaccine administration. At the same time, the center is asking the states and the union territories to set up a committee under the chief secretary for administration of various particular states. Chief secretaries will be the head of the expert committee for vaccine administration at the state level, but there will be a committee, expert committee at the central level, union health ministry, and that will give advice or the directions to the committee which is set up at the state level under the Chief Secretary for administration. And this is why this setting up a committee at the state level, because to ensure time bound implementation of the central government direction. So definitely the government is going ahead, the central government is going ahead with the directions to make sure that they wanted to have an exact plan for the vaccine distribution, and states have been advised. Therefore, even if the center is asking the states to create a database, this is a keyword. So the center is wanting the states to form a committee under the Chief Secretary of Administration and also create a database. These two are important. To set up a committee under Chief Secretary and to create a database, and the database should be as per the blueprint or as per the rules and regulations which is being issued by the central government to take the stock or to collect the entire storage and transport facility for the vaccine distribution, which is supposed to take up in couple of months from now onwards. So certainly the center or the health ministry, union health ministry, is making it very clear to the states that the states should not come up with their own plans or isolated plans, but in turn they would set up an expert committee, and they wanted the states and the union territories to set up their own state committees under chief secretaries and to create a database to take a stock of the entire storage and the transport facility for the vaccine distribution. So this is the mechanism, this is the rules and regulations which has been taken up so that there would be equal distribution of the vaccine, robust and equal distribution of the vaccine across the states and union territories in the country. And Mastan Wali Sheikh, D. Suvarna, Maunika has also joined. Very good morning to all of you. A warm welcome to you all to AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis. And there is another news which talks about that governor can rule on Rajiv convict's plea. So we will focus here the Rajiv Gandhi's convicts, the one who was involved in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case, that is AG Perarivalan. So based on the plea, that is the pardon plea for pardon by AG Perarivalan, who was the convict in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case in the year 1991. And now the news is because the Supreme Court says that, please do understand here, the Supreme Court says that the governor can rule on Rajiv convict's plea. So the plea for pardon by the convict of Rajiv Gandhi assassination, that is AG Perarivalan, that case can be ruled by the governor of the state, that is governor of Tamil Nadu. And that is what the Supreme Court is directing to the governor of Tamil Nadu to rule or to take a decision on the Rajiv Gandhi's convict's plea pardon, which has been put forth by the AG Perarivalan, who is the convict of the Rajiv Gandhi assassination. And the Supreme Court has said multidisciplinary monetary agency investigation, has said the investigating agency, that is multidisciplinary monitoring agency, into which is looking into the larger conspiracy in regards to the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case, which has taken up in the year 1992. It says that the Tamil Nadu governor can decide on the plea for pardon by the convict, that is AG Perarivalan, who is serving their sentence in jail for almost 2 decades. So the one who is serving the sentence for jail as a convict in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case, AG Perarivalan, that plea for pardon by AG Perarivalan can be taken up by the Tamil Nadu government. That means the decision can be taken up by the Tamil Nadu government is being said by the Supreme Court. That means the Supreme Court is saying that the Tamil Nadu governor can take the decision in regards to the plea for pardon. So you have the convicts here, Perarivalan and S. Nalini and then AJ Perarivalan. And now here the point, the keyword is multidisciplinary monetary agency, and another keyword is larger conspiracy. Larger conspiracy probe. So the Supreme Court says that, or the 3-judge bench headed by Justice L. Nageshwar Rao in the Supreme Court is saying it very clear that the concept of larger conspiracy means in the sense like trying to plan to kill a person, planning to kill a person. It's a plan. Conspiracy is planning. So the larger conspiracy probe is only to prove if other people are involved, if any other people are involved, and it says it is not for them, for the people who are convicted. So here what is the keyword here is convicted, and then larger conspiracy. These are the two keywords. Please do understand. If you can understand these two keywords, then you will definitely appreciate the Supreme Court verdict asking the Tamil Nadu governor to take decision on the plea for pardon by the convict, that is AG Perarivalan. And then the Supreme Court is saying in regards to the larger conspiracy, that will be taken into consideration, or the probe into larger conspiracy will be taken up only when the person or any other people are involved. But if the persons or the people are already convicted, then there is no need of larger conspiracy probe to be taken up against AG Perarivalan and S. Nalini, who are already convicted in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case in 1991. Please do understand the keywords here: convicted already and larger conspiracy. Larger conspiracy will be taken up, or the probe of larger conspiracy will be taken up if the person is not convicted. But when the person is already convicted, so there is no need for larger conspiracy probe, and thereby the Tamil Nadu governor can decide on the plea of pardon by AG Perarivalan in front of the cabinet or the governor. And the Supreme Court has made it very clear that the Supreme Court do not want to exercise its jurisdiction. Now, as the case is already with the Tamil Nadu governor, as the plea for pardon is already with the governor, so the Supreme Court doesn't want to interfere, or Supreme Court doesn't want to exercise its jurisdiction when the case or the plea for pardon is with the Tamil Nadu governor, and that plea for pardon of Perarivalan is under Article 161 of the Constitution. So here what is very crucial is which one of the following article is for the plea for pardon. That is Article 161 of the Constitution, and the Supreme Court is asking the governor to pass the order, to take the decision. Tamil Nadu governor to take the decision on the plea for pardon under Article 161, to pass the order without the Supreme Court intervention. Here it is Supreme Court is giving a direction, and it is asking the Tamil Nadu governor to take the decision. That is plea for pardon under Article 161. These are the keywords: larger conspiracy probe, multidisciplinary monitoring agency investigation, and then in regards to the Article 161 of the Constitution. These are the keywords which you need to focus. And Mohammad Razak has also joined. A warm welcome to you. Now, Razak, class will be at 7:30 itself. It will continue at 7:30 itself. Please do mention that the class or the AKS IAS Academy daily news analysis by me, that is Sandeep Bhushan, will continue or will start at 7:30 as normal. And the convict, that is Perarivalan, has applied. Now we will look at when did the Perarivalan actually approached for the plea for pardon to the governor. So he has applied to the governor on December 30, 2015, and almost after 3 years, that is on September 6, 2018, the Supreme Court has asked the governor to decide the plea for pardon which the Perarivalan has applied in the year 2015, and on September 9, 2018, Tamil Nadu governor has recommended, Tamil Nadu cabinet has recommended the Tamil Nadu governor to cancel Perarivalan's sentence, that is death sentence. Look at it. First, the Perarivalan has applied to the governor on December 30, 2015, and on September 6, 2018, after 3 years, when the plea for pardon has been applied to the governor, the Supreme Court has asked the governor to decide the pardon plea. And then on September 9th of 2018, that is after 3 days, the Supreme Court has asked the governor to decide the pardon for plea. Then the Tamil Nadu cabinet has recommended the governor to cancel the death sentence of AG Perarivalan and release him. Look at it. So 2015, 2018, that is 2018 again September 6 and September 9th are the important dates. 2015 applied, 2018 Supreme Court has asked the governor of Tamil Nadu to decide on the pardon of plea, and on September 9th the Tamil Nadu cabinet has recommended the governor of Tamil Nadu to cancel the death sentence of Perarivalan and release him. But neither the recommendations by the Tamil Nadu cabinet to the governor nor the Supreme Court order on September 6, 2018 to the governor to decide the pardon of plea has actually been honored. It is not actually taken into consideration. That is why now the Supreme Court is asking the governor to take up the case, as the case is now with the governor. Thereby, the Supreme Court do not wish, or it does not wish to interfere in the plea of pardon, which is now in the ambit of the governor. And on January 2020 this year, the Supreme Court has further sought information from Tamil Nadu, so that what is the action taken by the governor as per the September 2016 Supreme Court order, September 6, 2018 Supreme Court order, and what has been done as per the September 9, 2018 Tamil Nadu recommendations. So here the governor is just keeping quiet, or it's null and void at this moment, that the governor is supposed to take a decision or decide the plea of pardon. So this is very, very important between, as I said, between the Supreme Court and the Tamil Nadu governor. And the other one is plea for pardon is the keyword. Rahul has joined. A warm welcome to you, Rahul, to AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis. So this is very, very important in regards to the plea of pardon, plea for pardon. This is very important. And on February 2020, again the state government has informed the Supreme Court that the cabinet has sent the recommendations to the governor for his signature, and depending on this, now the state has to ensure that the cabinet decision to release Perarivalan is enforced or is taken into consideration. And now again here is, you have cabinet decision versus governor's decision. One thing I said is, it is in regards to the Supreme Court verdict or Supreme Court order versus governor, Tamil Nadu governor. Please do understand this. There are two analysis we can do it here. Supreme Court verdict versus the governor's act onto the plea of order or plea for pardon. Plea for pardon. So this is the main core of it. And again, cabinet is decided, Tamil Nadu cabinet has decided and sent a recommendation to the governor, but governor for signature of the governor, but the governor hasn't taken any decision since 2018 when the Tamil Nadu cabinet has sent a recommendation to the governor to cancel the death sentence of Perarivalan and release him, but still it is under the governor's decision also only. And now the point is, second one is cabinet decision versus governor's decision in regards to the plea for pardon. And now on November 3rd 2020, the 3-judge bench by Narayan Rao has agreed to hear the case in detail after the Deepavali vacation. That means the case will be taken up again on November 23rd. So please do understand the core of the entire analysis. The core of the entire analysis, Supreme Court verdict order of 2018 versus governor's decision on plea for pardon and cabinet decision recommendations, and again the governor decision on the cabinet recommendations to cancel the death sentence of AG Perarivalan and release him from the jail. And there is another news which talks about amended Jammu and Kashmir land laws. So we have seen that Jammu and Kashmir administration has come up with a new land laws, and the governor, lieutenant governor, that is Manoj Sinha, he says that there are few apprehensions in the sense that there are few doubts, there are few doubts over the new amendments to the land laws in regards to the acquisition of land by outsiders. So the citizens of Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory are now having some doubts with the new amendments to the land laws in Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory, wherein the land would be acquired by the outsiders. But the Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha is saying that there should not be any kind of doubts or apprehensions, because he says that the land of Jammu and Kashmir citizens will be protected, and this protection is definitely as per the kind of land laws which are being into existence already, which the land is being protected for the citizens or the indigenous people of Jammu and Kashmir, wherein the laws which are pertaining to Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. So definitely the same kind of land laws which are already existing in Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand will be incorporated in the new laws. So what is important here for you for a conceptual and a better understanding about the Jammu and Kashmir development plan or Jammu and Kashmir new development land laws is that the Jammu and Kashmir administration will enshrine that the land will be protected as per the laws which are already existing in the Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, and those will be incorporated into the new laws of Jammu and Kashmir land laws, so that the apprehensions or doubts should not be any doubt in the minds of the Jammu and Kashmir. And it says that these amendments covered only to the non-agricultural lands. So definitely the point which you need to focus is the new amendment laws, that is land laws, will be covered only for the non-agricultural land, and this amendment will give and boost to the industrial development in the Union Territory. That is what Mr. Manoj Sinha, Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir, is making a point that the new laws are all built-in safeguards. They have the built-in safeguards that it will protect the interest of the Jammu and Kashmir citizens. By the way, the same kind of laws which are enshrined in the Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand will be incorporated, so that they will be having a built-in safeguards. Madhupriya has joined. Chira Yamuna has joined. A warm welcome to both of you to AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis. And contrary to what Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir is talking about the new amended Jammu and Kashmir land laws, again the Jammu and Kashmir parties are saying that the old land laws were pro people. That means the new land laws which have been amended, the old one which has been amended and the new land laws which are being incorporated now by the Jammu and Kashmir administration, what the Jammu and Kashmir parties, that is the People's Alliance for Gupkar Declaration. So Gupkar is a place. Gupkar is a place in Kashmir. So that Gupkar road, you have a road called as Gupkar road. So based on that Gupkar road, there is a declaration which has taken up in that place, that is one of the official residence of the politicians, and they have formed an alliance called as People's Alliance for Gupkar Declaration. And this is among 6 political parties in Jammu and Kashmir have come together, and now they say that the new law is the disputed one. The defense. The newly introduced land laws are not really very helpful for the people, but the old land laws were pro people. The old land laws were only helpful for the people of Jammu and Kashmir, and the new introduced land laws are a bundle of lies, and these new land laws are attempting to change the demography. Who is saying this, that it is a bundle of lies and an attempt to change the democracy? It is the People's Alliance for Gupkar Declaration, which is of 6 political parties. They are saying the new introduced land laws are a bundle of lies and an attempt to change the demography. And they say that this new land laws regime is, the alliance says that which was earlier, that is old one, was the most progressive one, pro people one and pro farmer one, rather than any land laws in the Indian subcontinent. So the People's Alliance for Gupkar Declaration says that old land laws are the one which are most progressive for the people of Jammu and Kashmir, pro people, pro farmer. And they said that in the old land laws there were no starvation deaths and no farmer suicides. But describing the new laws, that is land laws, they say that the new land laws are undemocratic and they are backward looking. That means these are not pro people, they are regressive, they are not pro farmers. And they say that the transfer of land to the non-state subject, that means anyone, now by abrogation of Article 370 and 35A, now any individual or any company from outside Jammu and Kashmir can come and then they can purchase the land. That is denuding, that is it will deprive or rob the residents of Jammu and Kashmir of their precious rights, that is special status rights, which was abrogated by Article 370 and 35A and by Jammu and Kashmir reorganization law, which has bifurcated the Jammu and Kashmir state into 2 union territories, that is Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh Union Territory. And more children to get fortified rice. So here what we will focus is what is fortified rice and why the government is now focusing on this rice. This is very crucial. And the children in Anganwadis and the government schools will now very soon, the children will be eating rice which is with iron, folic acid and vitamin B12. That means definitely this rice will be a nutritious one and it will make sure that the children are healthy. And that is what the government, that is the food ministry or the government is definitely into getting into the mode of coming up with the fortified rice which will have iron, folic acid and vitamin B12. And according to the food ministry, they wanted to make sure that, or they wanted to combat, they wanted to fight against the chronic anemia and undernutrition. Definitely there are chronic anemia circumstances in the rural India, and to overcome that or to combat the chronic anemia and the undernutrition kids or the children's, the government is planning to distribute the fortified rice. So we need to understand what is the importance of fortified rice and what is fortified rice. And they wanted to distribute, the government, to make sure that to combat the, you can add this as your short notes in your mains, to combat chronic anemia and undernutrition, the government is planning to distribute the fortified rice through integrated child development services, through midday meal schemes for the next year, to focus on 112 districts. So 112 districts have been identified, and the government, to combat chronic anemia and undernutrition of the school children, so they wanted to distribute the fortified rice through the integrated child development services and midday meal schemes. So these are the two schemes which you need to focus, which will be very useful for the prelims as well as mains examination while you are writing a short notes in regards to the combating chronic anemia and undernutrition, or in regards to the fortified rice. And we will look at what does this fortified rice involves. And this fortified rice involves, they grind the broken rice into powder. You have the broken rice, they grind the broken rice into powder and they mix with various nutrients. Please do understand, they grind the broken rice into powder and they mix with the nutrients and then shaping it like a rice like kernels. Kernels is small nuts. Kernels are nuts kind of thing, small kind of nuts, because now these nuts are the powder of the rice and also with various nutrients which will have the iron, folic acid and vitamin B12, so that it can overcome anemia and undernutrition. So this is the importance of fortified rice, and this fortified kernels will be mixed with normal rice in a ratio of 1:100 ratio and then distributed for consumptions. And right now in India we have 15,000 tons of kernel available per year, and this is the scheme which is existing now to distribute the fortified rice through the public distribution scheme in 15 districts. And right now it has been implemented in 5 districts, and then another 10 districts are yet to come up, or they are identifying the districts to make sure that the kernels will be distributed, or else the fortified rice will be distributed. And this, the Food Corporation of India has been now taken up the challenge so that it will come up with a comprehensive plan for the annual supply of fortified rice. So who will go ahead with the fortified plan of annual supply of fortified rice? That is the Food Corporation of India, the entire 15,000 tons. Now it wanted to make sure that from 15,000 tons it wanted to increase to 1.3 lakh tons of fortified rice, which will have the folic acid, iron and vitamin B12. And this project is the centrally sponsored pilot project, and it is already in the 5 states. That is, it was approved in the year 2019, that is February 2019, and it has been allocated of 174.6 crore rupees for a 3-year period from 2019-20 for 3 years. And the 5 states which is now going ahead with the pilot scheme is Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu and Chhattisgarh. And the remaining 10 states, out of 15 states, 5 are already into it, and the 10 states are now they are into the mode of identifying the districts so that the start of the distribution of the fortified rice can take place. And then there are various discussion in regards to the supply chain and logistic implications of distribution of fortified rice, and that has been taken up by the Niti Aayog, the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India and various NGO stakeholders along with Tata Trust and World Food Program WFP. So as even the World Food Program is part of the discussions for the supply chain and the logistic implications of the distribution of fortified rice in the 15 states in India, which will overcome the chronic anemia and the undernourishment. So this is very crucial information for the mains 2020. And there is another news which talks about Indian Navy matches skills with 3 foreign fleets of Vizag. So we know that the Malabar 2020, as I have taken this news couple of days back. Now I'll just try to rewind it, and there is an additional information which is here, which I will be discussing now. So the Malabar 2020 naval exercise of the phase 1 has been started off. It has kicked off on November 3rd, 2020 on the coast of Visakhapatnam in Bay of Bengal, and the second phase will be from November 17 to 20 in Arabian Sea. Please do understand, the first phase is in Bay of Bengal and the second phase will be in Arabian Sea. First phase from November 3rd onwards, and the second phase is from November 17 to 20. And for the first time, Australia has joined the Malabar naval exercise since 2007. So it was last when Australia joined the Malabar exercise is in the year 2007, and now again in 2020. Again in 2020 in two phases, phase 1 and phase 2, and it is now the 24th edition of the exercise, or that is Malabar exercise, which it has begun as a bilateral in the year 1992 between US and India, and then again in later on it has become trilateral by US, India and Japan joining together, and now it is Quad Malabar naval exercise with US, India, Australia and Japan. What is that you need to focus is two phases in Bay of Bengal and then the second phase in Arabian Sea. And we will look at the Indian ships which are now part of the Malabar exercise 2020, that is Ranvijay, Shivalik, Shakti and Sukanya are the ships, and the submarine is Sindhuraj. Please do focus this for the prelims UPSC perspective, wherein it could be match the following. The question can be asked for the match the following, and from US naval ship is USS John S. McCain, and then Royal Australian Navy ship is HMAS Ballarat, and Japanese maritime self-defense ship is JS Onami. And there would be a high-end training which will be taken up as a part of the Malabar exercise by the four navies, which will be air defense, anti-submarine exercise, along with that the aviation one, and then communications, and at a sea replenishment between ships. So there would be sea replenishment between ships which will be taken up. So definitely it will be an high-end training between the four navies, that is air defense, anti-submarine exercise, aviation and communications and also the sea replenishment between the ships in the Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea. And definitely India and Australia are the natural partners in the Indo-Pacific, and certainly this Malabar is clearly depicting a demonstration of depth of trust and cooperation between both the defense organizations of India and Australia. So the question can be asked even in the mains examination about the Malabar exercise or Malabar exercise 2020, and then joining of Australia, how it would be important in the Indo-Pacific region, how it is strategically important in the Indo-Pacific region. And you have another news called as Mission Sagar 2. So the Indian Navy has also started Mission Sagar 2. This is again very important keyword for the preliminary perspective of UPSC, wherein INS Airavat has entered the Sudan port. Here, Sudan port, and here now this INS Airavat is carrying 100 tons of food which India is providing as an assistance to the countries or to the Sudan because of the African nations which have been hit by the COVID-19 pandemic situation. And this Mission Sagar 2 is a follow-up of Mission Sagar 1, which has taken up or which has started in the month of May and June of 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic situation, wherein India has provided food assistance and even medical assistance to the African nations. And definitely this has delivered food and medicines to Maldives, to Mauritius, to Seychelles, Madagascar, and also Comoros. So these are all here. You can see Madagascar, Comoros, and then Seychelles, and also the Mauritius, which is again will be here, Mauritius. So definitely these are all the countries wherein African countries which India has provided or assistance in regards to the food and medicine. And then Mission Sagar 2 now will definitely deliver food aid to Sudan, South Sudan, Djibouti, and then to Eritrea. So these are all very, very important in regards to the Mission Sagar 2, in regards to the current affairs. Not only current affairs, I would again reiterate that it is very important in regards to the geography map based. So the Malabar exercise can be based on the India in the Indo-Pacific region, Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, and also the countries in the African, that is in the Horn of Africa or the eastern coastal of Africa, the countries. So now we will recapitulate what we have discussed in the daily news analysis. It is in regards to the center wanting the states to have their own plan, which is by the guidelines mentioned by the central government. So it is in regards to the vaccine distribution, in regards to the health. And this is polity perspective, wherein we have discussed it is Supreme Court is directing the Governor of Tamil Nadu to take the action on the plea of pardon. And this is again in regards to the land laws in Jammu and Kashmir, wherein both the Jammu and Kashmir administration is saying it is you have a built-in safeguards, but the Jammu and Kashmir, that is the Alliance for the Gupkar Declaration, they say the old one were pro people, and this is in regards to the child nutrition, fortified rice. We have looked at how important it is. The government it is a centrally sponsored scheme. It wanted to go ahead with the 15 states, implementation in the 15 states, and this is again in regards to the Indian Ocean or else Indo-Pacific region, and focus in regards to the geography map based also. Srinu has also joined. Warm welcome to you, Srinu. And I hope this session was very helpful and a knowledgeable and informative one for both mains 2020 as well as prelims 2021. So I would say a very big thank you and a good luck to you all, and then do maintain the consistency, stick to the schedule, and take care of your physical and mental health to have a complete success for the short term and long term goals. And see you again at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow for the daily news analysis. And then do like the videos, share the video, and subscribe the UPSC Civil Services Exam AKS IAS English Medium YouTube channel, and then also have access to the website, and then sign, or you can also subscribe to the Telegram link of AKS IAS Academy, that is Advanced Knowledge Systems. And then see you tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. for the daily news analysis. Then I would say a big thank you to all. Thank you very much.